to put your feet on the ground and kind of rub
Live
them
streaming is on.
back and forth a little bit. We're just doing a centering to ground in. So our eyes are closed. We're touching our feet on the ground. If you'd like to take a few deep breaths with me, deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth, sighing. Taking another deep breath in. Okay, one more breath. And keeping your eyes closed in this space of silence, I'd love to share our quote template for the day. This is by Edgar Allan Poe, one of my favorite authors. That pleasure which is at once the most pure, the most elevating, and the most intense is derived, I maintain, from the contemplation of the beautiful. So I invite you at your own pace to just breathe into that. And when you feel ready, you can begin to find some movement in your body, maybe your fingers and toes, maybe moving your shoulders and your neck and head around. And you can flutter your eyes open when it feels good for you and greet us back here in your space where you are, and then also here in this virtual world. And going along with this Edgar Allan Poe quote, I invite us for our check-in today to share what are you most often contemplating today, and where is your attention? I can go first. Get started. So, sorry, I thought I was frozen. Today I am most contemplating worms. I found some little parasitic worms today, unfortunately, when I went to the bathroom. So just doing some positive affirmations and looking into the healing herbs that I can work with to get those out of the system. And I will invite Magenta.
I think I'm most contemplating cleaning. I've been organizing and kind of getting rid of old things and condensing and making my space really, really clean. I just got an air filter because I think there's mold here and I'm really allergic to it. So I've been, contemplating clarity and cleanness. That's me. I'll pass to Mitch.
Thank you. I think I've been most contemplating today is how to keep myself entertained. It's been pretty rainy last couple of days, so I'm kind of just bored, looking at my computer a lot. So how do I get away from that? I'll pass it to Lauren.
Hi. So we're talking about what we're most contemplating. Hi. Oh, sorry. Wow. My echo from Forrest's thing is so loud. So we're talking about what we're contemplating these days? I just jumped back in. Oh, it's too complex. I've been contemplating my existence as a free being, and like what are my interests versus like the interests of the collective, and like how to communicate my feeling of like connection to like oneness and like inner knowing and intuition into a form that's like digestible with like scientific research and like resources that I can back it by. Anyway, and I'll pass it to Ashley, if you haven't gone.
No, I haven't gone yet. I have been contemplating a lot today, gratitude for feeling mostly human again, and trying to focus kind of on catching up on different tasks and whatever. And yeah, what was the second part? Contemplation and where is my attention? Well, right now it's on all you beautiful people. So, and I think I'm the last one.
Thanks, everyone, for your shares and for your patience. I switch back and forth between tabs, and sometimes it takes a moment to refresh. While it's doing that, you all have the agenda shared with you. I'm just going to review briefly what I have on the agenda today, and then if anyone would like to add anything else, please let me know. It's trying to reload. So I have two major things for us to cover. One is just checking in on a status update on the actions that we discussed on our last Friday comm call last week. So I've got a few things here. I see a few other things to discuss, and these are time for today.
Live streaming is on.
I have some updates with the Autopilot stuff, and other than that, I think everything else is on the agenda.
Awesome. Anything else? Okay. So the first one I have at the top here, this is Ashley collecting the type form feedback to put on the Giveth.io website, and I put a link to the GitHub issue for this here. I went in and saw what you added yesterday, all the details, and it looks like the next step is getting like the devs to review it, some of their feedback, kind of narrowing the selection. I'm curious if you have one-on-one like message any of the devs, because I noticed they didn't seem to be assigned on the issue. I tried to assign them, but I think because you own the issue, it wouldn't let me do that.
Who are you talking to?
Yeah. I also
Ashley?
don't. Ashley was saying she had a hard time understanding it. You're like really broken up, Forrest.
Yeah, you sound like a robot.
Okay. I don't know what to do about that, unfortunately. I think it's just the RAM on this computer.
Yeah, it's
Did you
frustrating.
get it, Ashley?
I got that part, and I kind of heard that you were going through the document about the collecting the typeform feedback on the Giveth website, went to the issue, and then you were saying something about something inside of the issue, but I didn't catch any of that.
Okay. Yeah, what I was sharing is that I noticed that the devs were not assigned on the issue. I tried to assign them, but I think because you own the issue, I'm not able to make those edits. So I'm curious if you have like pinged any of the devs one-on-one to make sure they're going to respond to you?
I tagged 4 of them. I tagged Kai, James, Mateo, and Marco all in the comment yesterday. So I guess I was just gonna see if they would see it that way instead of like assigning them the issue. But if I don't get anything like later on, I can reach out to them personally, or I don't know, maybe link it in the Discord channel or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Is there anything else that we can support you with while you wait for the devs to respond? Like anything else that pertains to this issue? Like types of questions on the form or anything like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you guys have any other ideas of ways that we could do it or know of other integrations or something that would work, I guess that would be helpful. But I think at this point is just kind of like talking to those who would know better on like what's actually possible with the application and whether we can do that and get like a consensus from both technical and non-technical standpoint.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. So we will see what the devs have to say about that. Thank you for linking. I was trying to find your Fiat integration GitHub link earlier, and yeah, thanks for putting that in the comments. Yeah, do you want to give any updates on this piece? Have the devs gotten back to you on this?
Yeah, if you open the issue, you can see, I know maybe you can't right now, but if you guys open the issue, you can see they started commenting, and at the end, Willie he applied for a Transact account and got like an API key, so they want to try to integrate Transact, I guess is one option that they might be going with. You can see the details in there, but I mean, people have been discussing it and it's moving forward.
Awesome. Okay. And then website flow. Marco and I are in talks about, what we all brainstormed on last week. As the biggest piece seemed like how to organize our resources. And I asked him if we could update the URL from docs.giveth.io to resources.giveth.io, and what he thought about putting that in a tab, or if there was a better way to organize it based on what the crypto world is primarily doing. So he's contemplating that, and I imagine he'll probably give me some feedback over the weekend. We're just on real different time zones. And then a second piece of this, which you may have seen in the comms channel that Lauren shared, Marco is suggesting that we could use the header space because he's kind of doing some redesigns anyway. And in the new mock-ups that he was sharing, there's a nice header space that he suggested we could use to feature some current communications things. There's a Discord link here where you can see the exact thread of what Marco and Lauren were discussing. But we could have a quick brainstorm of wow, given the opportunity at the top of our homepage to display what we feel is most alive and important, how would we like to use that space, and what would that look like? And then Lauren asked him if it was possible to integrate this now, quickly in time for the Calling All Changemakers campaign, but it doesn't sound like that's realistic timeline. So it's not we're not necessarily brainstorming on what would we put at the top of the homepage right now, but more what would our strategy be as far as what would we like to communicate, what kinds of things do we want to keep pinned there at the top that would really help to feature our brand in a strong way and like draw people in, give them the info that maybe they've come to see, and also help them to like become a donor or become a maker.
I think I have a couple of ideas of things that we could add there. Like one would be maybe featuring projects, because even like if we can't implement it with the Changemaker campaign, something we could do is kind of like we could have, say, 3 different, you know how it's like 3 different banners and you can like click to go through a cycle of 3, and like one is like projects helping the earth, one is like projects helping people, and like one is like projects helping the economy or something like this. Which I think would be like really cool, and also like a nice way to like feature the projects that we're proud of and get more attention on them. And like maybe we're not ready to implement this right now to advertise the Changemaker campaign, but it could be like a nice bonus for like some of the best submissions if we get some awesome ones. Yeah. And then I think like another thing that we could do is kind of like also feature like new exciting features as they come out. Like one thing, like, you know, when we launch Givebacks, there could be a page that's like, now we have Givebacks, and just like one sort of banner about it. And then like, now we have amazing fiat onboarding. So the other thing could be like featuring new features of the dApps. I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas? What do you think?
I love both of those suggestions. I feel like depending on what's most relevant in the moment, we could even toggle between these, you know, like when something big like Givebacks launches, that could be something we would want to pin to the top and like really draw some attention to, especially because it's cool for new users, but it's also a way to like really enroll returning users and like help them to see that we're like constantly coming out with new like pioneering things. But I think like primarily, like the primary thing that seems like a strong contender to always have are those feature projects.
What I've seen before.
Cool also,
go ahead, Ashley.
Sorry. It'd be cool also, like once we start getting like things like badges, we can put that kind of thing up there. Or like if we decide to do this like lottery thing that we were talking about, we can like put that up there. I feel like there's different quarterly themes we could put up. There's so many things that we could put in that space. I'm pretty sure we won't have a problem finding things to fill it with.
I think part of the idea, though, is that like we want to come up with like some specific ideas right now so that Marco could create mock-ups for design, and we could actually see like how that might look and if we want to implement it. So the possibilities are endless, but it would be amazing if we could like offer him a few like specifics.
I've seen with these kind of like promo area things is that they have like a timer, and then they scroll actually horizontally. So you have like 3 or 4 different plates, and then every like 10 or 15 seconds they'll scroll.
Yeah, I think that's like a really like nice.
So you have like the 4 coolest things, like what's happening, and then it can be like promos, projects, and then like features or whatever.
Yeah.
Bit of everything.
Yeah, that's super nice. I think this is good. I can like compile this information a little bit and sort of like communicate it to Marco, because I sort of told him that I would do that, but it's really nice to get some ideas from everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mitch, I want to make sure I'm understanding you. So are you suggesting like we could have a couple of different, like utilize a few of these different ideas in like a tile at the top? So there's like a few different tiles, and it's just like a banner ad. Every so often it's like fading into the next banner.
Yeah, like the banner is like it almost like is like a slide that moves horizontally. So every like 15 seconds it'll trigger, and then one moves over, and then the next one shows up.
Yeah.
So it'll be like headlines, imagine, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But like a full banner image.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Yeah, and they're all like clickable. There's clear call to action. Okay, awesome. Any other ideas before we move on to Autopilot? Okay. Okay, here we've got the Autopilot section. I believe this is something that both Ashley and Mitch are working on, like creating the email process flows. Would you guys like to give an update on the latest and greatest, and if there's anything that you could use more support on from us, let us know.
Yeah, so I worked quite a bit on Autopilot this week because actually we had 3 running emails, but only one was working. And so the other 2, they weren't actually firing off emails to people. So I managed to get one working, and the other one needs the devs to create some stuff. So basically, like, we were trying to call an event on Segment that hadn't been created yet, so it didn't exist. So there was actually nothing that was being triggered in Autopilot. And so I'm working on that. I started designing some more emails. I proposed another project or journey for checking in with projects. So like, we have one now, when they make a project, we just check in when they update their project. But this one is more like proposing like a check-in email after 2 weeks, after 3 months, and then after 9 months. We'll send them an email every time being like, hey, how's your project doing? And so they can like not forget about it. Mm-hmm. And also, I don't know if you guys have been into the Autopilot segment destinations. You guys might not have, in the app integrations, basically. So this is the stuff that's actually pulling the properties that we're querying from Segment and using them in the emails that we send. So like, when you want to pull out the project title or the project slug or the name of the person that owns the project or the username, like, we have to map these things out in order to be able to write emails with them. So I spent some time updating that. I have a pretty good idea how it works now. So like, if anybody wants to like look at the emails and like wants to play around with them or anything, like, I can show you how it works.
Yeah, I can help you with that. Which ones do we want to get out first? Like, maybe we should make a short list of the most important ones and then move on to like less priority ones first.
Of the segment properties, you mean? Or
yeah.
I mean, I've done all the ones that we need. Like, if we want more, like, we're like, oh, we'd like to convey this information, then we just have to get it from Segment and put it in. It's pretty easy. But if people want to look at it and like learn how to do it, I can show them how to do it. And I changed the emails a little bit. I think all of them, I just like tidied them up and made them look a little bit more slick. But if you want to look at them and give some input, feel free. And
we have to look at that like in Autopilot. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, like, you get like the preview of the email. So how it looks on desktop and mobile. And like, I just changed some of the graphics, and yeah.
Did you just fix that like today, like really recently?
Today and yesterday. I was doing a lot with it.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Nice. Because I noticed, I don't know, I just noticed that like I donated on Giveth and I got an email that was like, congratulations, blank, you donated to blank. Like, thanks for your donation of blank. And I was like, oh, good. This is really personalized.
Yeah, I probably, yeah. Depending what time it was broken. Yeah, so hopefully that's working the way it should. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Mitch. It's like so awesome that you're doing that. Just want to say.
Yeah,
Seriously.
it
Thank you.
Yeah, it took a lot of head beating on the wall to get it. It was like, yeah. Anyway.
Oh man. Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to see Autopilot and Segment getting speaking to one another.
Yeah,
So-
it was like a whole month that like the emails for like made donation like just wasn't going out for like at least a few weeks.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Thanks for catching that. Now that you have kind of onboarded and like you're understanding it, do you feel like Autopilot is pretty easy to navigate and use?
Easy, I don't know, but yeah, I feel pretty good about it. And like now that I know, I think it'll be easy to show other people how to use it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good to know.
I should be hopping over to another call. Is there? But I wanted to hop in and see if there was anything you guys needed from me.
Thanks, Griff.
Not in this call.
Cool.
Yeah, I feel good. Thank you so much, Griff.
Cool.
It's
Thanks,
good
guys.
to see your face.
Thanks, Griff. So it's nice when you pop in. Bye.
Okay, cool. So then our next action from last week, which this one's not like time sensitive or anything, but just bringing up the how-to videos. Magenta, I believe that you did share in the comms channel some resources for tools of like, I think how to record your shared screen as opposed to having like Calvin film a video. Is that right? And like, Lauren, did you check out those resources and feel good about that as a direction for us to go in?
Yeah, Magenta did share that information. And like, honestly, I didn't look too much at it because I got kind of swamped with other things, but I think it's probably going to be easy to understand because I can't imagine it wouldn't be. And I think it's maybe a better option because like, I know Calvin would like want to be like paid contract hours for his work, blah, blah, blah. But like, I could just easily voice over a screen record and it would be totally fine. And I just would need to like organize myself around it, which I'm still happy to do, but I haven't done yet.
Yeah, awesome. That sounds great. Agreed. And when you do have the bandwidth for that, if you just want to make something as simple as like a Google Doc with like the script you're thinking about, and kind of like what you would maneuver on the screen for the screencast. And, if you want any like feedback or edits or suggestions on that, or you want support in voiceover, like we could either have the same person recording all of the videos. Like, I think that's pretty typical, or we could have different voices. But yeah, this feels like an easy route, and whatever you need support in, just let us know. You've got a willing circle.
Yeah, thanks so much. I'll put something together, like a skeleton in a Google Doc first, and then I'll tag like anybody and be like, whoever wants to review, because I think that would be helpful.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Any other like actions or big things that anyone has been working on in the last week that they would like to discuss before we talk about the Changemakers campaign?
I can just give you like a really super quick update. I made the like what's happened post for the last sprint. So it's like actually all ready to go. It was reviewed by Ashley, Mitch, and Mateo, and I think it's pretty good. So I'm just going to post it in the Medium, and then on Monday, I think we should blast it off because I blasted the last one on Monday. So then I could just do them every Monday or every other Monday.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I love having the same cadence, and it feels like both with Giveth.io and with the Changemakers campaign, it feels like we've been launching things midweek. So having something else that's like at the beginning of the weeks feels like it fits in pretty well.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna also like draft a tweet about it so that we can also kind of like share it with our Twitter. It won't be like a complicated or long tweet, but if I have access to Twitter, then I can also blast it, or I can tag Magenta and get her to send it out. And then, yeah, so we can just have this as like a every other Monday scheduled tweet. We tweet about the Giveth.io development updates.
Yeah, I love it. First, add to content.
Yeah, sorry, I can't find the Twitter login. I'm in a meeting with Danny on Monday, so I can ask her then too.
It might be worth reaching out to Chris as well. He might know.
Oh,
I did.
yeah.
I haven't heard back from him yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's not at the most terrible rush ever, but whenever it works is good.
Okay. Oh, Magenta, you don't have the Twitter login info. Is it like saved automatically so you don't have to log in?
Yeah, and for the life of me, I've searched every possible chat it could be in and my password manager, and I can't find it anywhere.
Oh, man.
So thank you. I haven't gotten left out. But yeah, other people have it. It's just a matter of getting them to respond and hand it over.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool. Thank you. Perfect. Thanks, Lauren. Anything else? Okay. All right. So digging into the Calling All Changemakers campaign that we published mid last week on Medium, on Reddit, Twitter, and then we've done some follow-up like subreddit postings, and today Twitter thread went out. So I'm curious, do we know if we've received any submissions to this campaign, like any new projects that have been added, or like Twitter or Reddit posts with our hashtag?
I have not seen any responses on Reddit yet.
I'll check on Twitter right now for the hashtag, but I didn't see anything. I think it would be really valuable, like Ashley had mentioned, for us to post our projects with hashtag. Yeah. And so then we at least have the ball rolling. But yeah, no, so far there's nothing in Twitter.
Okay.
But like also like the Diamante Luz crew here, I like talked to them in the meeting and everyone was all very excited. So I think they were going to put together like a photo diary and they're going to make a submission. And I saw Travis just join Twitter, so it's happening.
Yay.
Cool. Yeah, some people like it, it might be triggering them to create a project in the first place, which can take time. Especially if they know it's going to be shared, they want to make a nice one. So I think it's normal. It's like kind of expected that maybe we haven't received any yet. But if we keep blasting it out, hopefully we will. My next question I'm curious about after seeing, Mitch asked for, I think yesterday or this morning, for another upvote on another subreddit. And when I went to the link and then I saw Lauren posted about it too, it shows the upvotes, and the title, Calling All Changemakers, but the post has been removed. I'm curious if there's anything that we can or should do to like prevent that kind of thing from happening. Did it happen on the other subreddits or just that particular one?
Just a couple of them. Like sometimes they have like kind of a gray zone over like what you can promote and what you can't, and then you just try and then they remove it. So, but some feedback I got back from one of the mods was that we can contact people directly. So like we can go into a thread and like add a comment, but we can't actually like post something on the subreddit. So that was something I was thinking about, is just having like a little draft post there that you can comment in thread to people who have already posted their projects. It'd be a little bit more work, but it would be a more personal approach to like ask projects if they want to onboard.
Yep. Yeah, I bet if we have, that one-on-one communication, it'll be more likely that people will add it anyway. Have you found a lot of subreddits where people are posting about their specific like nonprofit or campaign that would be applicable for?
Yes.
Cool.
I've found a couple. I haven't started posting. I drafted. This is the same document here for the share your story one, but if you scroll to the bottom, I drafted kind of like more of like a personal pitch sort of thing, just to give an idea or like what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of working on this today, and then maybe I'll start like on this weekend.
Yeah, that feels like a good idea. And you know, I know I've had some success with doing that similar kind of thing with like Facebook groups when I'm promoting like my coaching or my event planning, for example. And I'm like finding people having like active discussions. And then when I see a need, I'm like responding to their need or like just offering a solution. So I think that could be like a valuable use of time, even though you're right, it is more time consuming.
Yeah, it's more work, but I mean, yeah, if we just have like a solid template and just like something that feels a little bit less like a sales pitch, because I read through like our Changemaker post, and like it does seem kind of like a little bit like this grandiose like launch campaign, which it is really cool, but for some people, especially Reddit, it's just like an immediate turn off. You know, they're like, no, don't shill here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think your personalized message is very nice. It's like it's not shilly. It's just like, hey, we got a cool thing. I don't know, you could check it out if you want or whatever.
Yeah.
But in a nice way.
I was thinking of putting in like some blushing emojis or something, you know?
I like the monkey covering its face. That's one of my favorite emojis.
Yeah.
I love it. So then my next question is, what can we do to encourage more submissions? And obviously we've got, you know, a content calendar plan for doing weekly campaign Twitter promo post, and then also like as we receive submissions, doing the weekly roundup on Medium, and then sharing that roundup across our different channels. But what else can we do? Just seeing that we haven't received submissions yet, what can we do to kind of get ahead of that? A few things that I was thinking are, if any of us do have projects that could be added to Giveth.io that we haven't already created, obviously adding those projects, spreading the word of mouth, whether that's in like in-person conversations that we're having, like Lauren has had with Diamante Luz, for example, sharing it to our personal social channels if we feel so compelled, and then retweeting and upvoting the original Giveth postings. And then another thing is, just like Magenta was doing some generalized like press and media outreach around the Giveth.io launch, we could look for like blogs and different like press sites that maybe speak more to the nonprofit world, and let them know about the campaign that we're doing and how, you know, we're basically just looking to like promote projects for good and encourage them to add their projects to Giveth.io. So that's something we can consider also.
I think those are all great ideas for it. And I'm even thinking like right now about like maybe even blasting a little bit in these like Costa Rica like chats, these like with lots of people in it, because there's all kinds of people with all kinds of projects in here. Like Living Library or like I just heard about this like at Casa Ascension, they're having this talk where they're like want to go door to door and like get people involved in like land stewarding and then some kind of like permaculture, seed saving, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know, but it was like all of these different concepts, and like this would be also a good way for them to get exposure even like while they start up. So we could post in, like I'm saying, chats like closer to our places. Like I don't know if there's anything like where you are, Mitch, in like Montreal, or you want to like chill around your space. That's definitely something we could do in Costa Rica. And I actually don't know where you are, Magenta.
Boston.
Well, I'm in Manchester. It's like an hour outside of Boston, but we just moved here like and then the pandemic set in, so I like completely don't know what's around here yet. I haven't been able to explore or make friends or anything yet.
Aww. That's tough. But yeah, I think this is a great idea, Lauren. Like actually when Mateo was posting about that Red Armonia like elevated project in some of the groups, I replied to him, or I don't know if I put it in a direct reply or if I posted on the group, but I let him know about Giveth.io and like, you know, you could add your project and like might help you get some more eyeballs and fundraising and stuff. He didn't respond. But yeah, I think it's a great idea. It's like, it feels like everyone in Costa Rica has some kind of like eco village or different kind of project that they're trying to create.
Totally, yeah. I think we could blast it in like the CR Triad chats and even just like reach out to individuals that we know are doing stuff like Mateo or Adrian or whoever else.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the personal touch is probably what's going to be most effective, like Mitch was saying.
Yeah. Does anyone want to like, I don't know, between like Forrest, you and Ashley and me, does anyone want to like be the person who's going to do this? Like, do either of you feel specifically called?
I can definitely
for the Costa Rica group.
Yeah, like for like CR Tribe Chat and reaching out to like Mateo or other people.
Yeah,
I don't mind. Maybe or maybe in the GitHub issue where we had the checklist, like if one of us does reach out to a certain one, like maybe put that you did that, so then we're not all three in the same ones, but you could just put like which group you posted it to, or if you reached out to somebody specific that we all three know. But I think
do you prefer tracking it in GitHub or on that outreach spreadsheet that you have going?
I think the GitHub issue would be easiest because that's where we've all put our platforms for this specific campaign so far.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you should say where you're going to post it before you post it.
Yeah.
Like add it as like a line on the GitHub issue, and then like save the GitHub issue, and then like go and post it, and then go back and hit a check mark.
Because if you do it after the fact, like you might just be posting over each other in the end.
Yeah.
And we could also, like, now that I'm thinking of this like individual reach out thing, when we had first launched the Giveth, like Giveth.io, Magenta and I and Mitch also were reaching out to like individual projects that we know like had added their projects onto Giveth.io. We could also reach out to those people again, like that we know via Discord, and be like, hey, submit your project. You already have a project on Giveth, so it'll be easy.
Yeah,
definitely.
Like we should reach out to Devin and Aura.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was thinking about them, and then there's just like other people on there, like.
Can't we just email the list we have in Autopilot?
Oh my God, that would be so amazing and save us so much time.
For the ones emails already, we're reaching out to with emails. That makes sense. And then for new ones, like for some of the people I'm thinking about, I don't even know if they have an email, but we can like Telegram them or whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, for our projects on Giveth, I guess we have an email list of all the people who added their projects. So why don't we just like draft an email and like blast it out through Autopilot? Great idea, Mitch. It saves us so much time.
I think so. I mean, yeah, that was the one that was working. So it should have a pretty good list of contacts already. And then you just have to draft an email and then like push through the journey.
Are you able to do that?
I think so. I just thought of it now, but I don't think it'd be too hard.
But you're okay to be the man who's doing that?
Yes, I can take care of that.
Yeah, cool. So we got Ashley and Forrest taking care of Costa Rica people. We got Mitch taking care of blasting our whole email list. I'm doing something. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm making how-to
Lots
videos.
of things. Awesome. This feels like a good plan. I'm visualizing and manifesting that we get tons of submissions over the next week, and then we can start drafting our roundup piece for next week to go out. Anything else on the Calling All Changemakers campaign? Okay, we have 9 minutes left. I just want to give a moment if there's anything else that wants to be spoken into this space. And if not, we can move into closing. Okay. So yeah, just for closing, we can each go around and just share how you're feeling right now, anything that you're grateful for that came out of this meeting. Yeah. I can get us started. I am feeling focused and accomplished, and I'm really grateful for everyone's like brainstorming input and just the like strategic way that ideas seem to be flowing, and then collective like people signing up and taking ownership for different things. Feels really good. And I will pass it to Lauren.
I'm feeling really I'm feeling good. I'm feeling focused and also supported and grateful to be part of this team. And like our calls are fun and everybody jumps in and does stuff and we don't do redundant work. I'm like, we're great. I love you. And I'll pass it to Mitch.
Yeah, it feels really good. I feel like I was a little bit worried when we weren't getting any responses from the change maker. So it's good that we came up with a plan together. So yeah, feeling good. I'll give it to Magenta.
I'm feeling sleepy just because it's about the weekend, but I'm really excited that this is getting out in the world, and even if it's a slow start, it's just so fucking awesome this exists, and people don't have to pay like 3 to 9% to some random tech company to accept donations. So thanks everybody for making that happen. Wait, who's next?
I think I'm the only one that hasn't gone. I'm feeling more clear, a lot more clarity around what it is that we're doing and what our goals are. And also, I really appreciate how smooth things are going. Like, it doesn't feel chaotic or hectic at all. And we're really getting a lot done. And we have, I think we have a great flow in this team. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, I'm excited to kind of add a little bit more of a personal touch to our communications team instead of it just being like a billboard somewhere. We're actually like making a connection with the people who are using our platform and the people who are making the change out there as well. So that's cool.
Well said, Ashley. Yeah, that feels like a really beautiful way to close. Thanks so much, everyone. I'll give you 5 minutes back. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. I hope everyone enjoys. Mitch, I'm going to pray that the rain lets up so that you can go outside, or that you find some super cool, entertaining things to do inside. Lots of love, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Forrest, for leading.
Love you
Bye.
guys.
Sure.
Bye.
Good health to you, Forrest.